Alright, I haven't done a full build video in a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do one on this here cigar box guitar build. I think this is La Knox or LA Knox or whatever. Anyway, it's a round cigar box, square on the inside. So the only thing I've done so far is kind of laid out where the neck is going to come into. And I still need to cut into this box to figure out. I'm thinking that this is solid, but I'm going to find out. But my plan is to come a little bit into the back side of this as well, right? So I'm going to cut my neck to where it'll go in here. So if I end up cutting in here and figuring out it's not going to work, I can chop the back of the neck off and we'll be fine. I'll just have to put some spacers back here or something. But that is the current plan. So I've got this part laid out. I've got the material for the neck, and so I always like to do a sandwich, right? So this is going to be a walnut neck with a maple heel and a maple fretboard. So basically, I guess a walnut sandwich. Figured a dark neck to go on the wood, or to go with the cigar box, and then the light wood for the heel and the fretboard. So I'm gonna set this up real quick and show you what I do to kind of figure out where I'm gonna start cutting the neck and stuff like that. I gotta turn the camera. Actually, I'm gonna be holding the camera when I do that. So I need to set this up so I can show you that, and then I'll show you that, and then I probably won't go through the cutting of the neck and the scarf joint or any of that stuff, because I've done plenty of those, but then we'll come back. I'll definitely show you cutting this all out and some of the other stuff that I'm doing to get this thing ready to go. So let me turn this camera around. Hold on. Okay, as you can see, I've got the neck kind of laid in here, you know, inside of my marks where it would be. Got this ruler sitting on top of it with a fret template. So it's going to be on a 25-inch scale. So there's the 25-inch mark right there. So that means my bridge would land about right here. So here's, I did mention earlier, and if I didn't, I apologize, but I'm going to make it a paint can lid resonator, you know, on this round box. So that means my resonator, my lid will fit about right here, and I'll put the bridge about right here towards the back of the paint can. And then I plan on putting a humbucker in it, so it'll still give me plenty of room to put a humbucker up here, like so, and still get, you know, 21 or 22. I can move it up a little bit, so I can still get 21 frets out of this thing. So I think that's the layout I'm going to go with. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up here so I can cut this piece off, and that's what'll flip around and complete the scarf joint. So there you go. I think it's important to have your pieces ready to go so you can get a good idea of how everything's going to go together. I can lay this lid back on top of this a little bit, I guess, so you can see, and then putting this lid, whoa, a little bit noisy, there you go, back here approximately where it's going to go, you know, and then the humbucker will set up here somewhere like Yogi. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see where it goes from here. So after a little bit of work, I was able to get this cut out, and so here it is. This is kind of the vision so you can see. So I wanted a pocket back here that the neck would go into, because current plan, you know, there's going to be a lid on here, but more than likely the paint can lid is going to rest right up in there, and I wanted to come through the body, which means I want these strings to come through the neck as well. So it's got something solid to come through. And then it'll come over and the bridge will be about right here. So that was the plan. Now, when I started cutting this down, it would have been easy just to come across and then, you know, break all these pieces out and have this at the right height. It was so close to the bottom, and it was a little more difficult to do that over here, so I decided to just take the piece out all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm gonna put shims back in here. So by the time I clean these up, I mean, you're not gonna see this one back here anyway, it doesn't matter, but by the time I clean this one up here, you shouldn't be able to tell right away. It'll look good. That's but there you go. So then that puts it at the proper height in the box. So you can see it sticks up a little bit. That's for the lid. So now, there you go. Kind of give you an idea. Ever so slightly above the lid. And so now I just need to mark this so I can take this material off of here. All right, I've got the neck to where it fits in the box where the lid will close, and I just laid all of my fret template, my ruler back on here in the lid just to kind of double check my layout. Now it's working out the way I want it to, but I'm not going to cut any holes in this lid until I get the rest of this neck glued up. I just wanted to throw this on there and show you. I'm tempted, I really want to cut holes in this neck, but I know better than to get ahead of myself. So I always put this template on here, you know, to figure out how many frets I have. I'm gonna have a little bit of an overhang, and then there's gonna be a humbucker right here. So, and I just threw the fretboard on there so you can see what it looks like. There you go. So if you can imagine just a small overhang with the fretboard, like about there, and then humbucker in this area, and the paint lid. This is how it's fitted to the box. There you go. The lid is on there and it's nice. Let me pull this lid off. There you go. So it's close to flush here. I just need when I'm gonna end up putting a piezo in there, so I'll build that area up so that it touches the lid, but the rest of this will not touch the lid. And of course it'll be screwed in from the bottom. So I went ahead and glued in spacers, and I touched up the front. I still got a little more touch up to do, but I just wanted to make sure that I was heading in the right direction, so I went ahead and did a little work there just to see. Yeah, that's going to come out awesome. So in the beginning of this video I talked about the lid being kind of scratched up, trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. So I was out here and I drew up kind of how I wanted everything to be on this lid. And I have this laser engraver, so I was going to cut everything out with the laser engraver. So I had to draw it up in the program, you know, spot for the pickup, spot for this lid to go into, some sound holes, and I said, well, man, I don't want to screw the lid up. You know, I need to run a test piece. So I had a piece of wood, but the only piece of wood I had was like a piece of like walnut plywood, you know, thin stuff for laser engraving. So I cut it out on that, and then I laid it on the box. I said, man, that looks pretty good. So I got a thicker piece and I cut it out. So here's the lid on that came with the box. I just think that just doesn't do it. So here's the piece that I cut out. And I think that does it. So, I guess I call it a happy accident or whatever, but now I figured out what I'm gonna do with the lid. I'm pitching it. I'm gonna go with this. So, kind of, as you can see, got it cut out. There's still a lot of work I got to do on the inside of this box to get it ready. Like right up in here, I don't know if you can see the marks, but I got to have room for the pickup to go down inside the box. I've kind of already cut a cavity right here. This is for one of the tuners, the volumes. It's going to have 2 volume knobs. And I want to have this thing be a string through, so I don't put my bodies, I don't stick them out the back. I just don't. I like them to end inside the box. So you can see right here, I've drawn a line and I made some marks, and I've actually already cut holes in the neck. I used my drill press so I could get them straight up and down. Now I need to transfer those holes to the body and to the lid. The other thing is the drill on my drill press is not long enough. So now I'm getting this giant bit here, and I'll use these holes here that I drill with the drill press. So these went straight through. These went straight through the neck. So now I use those as a guide, and I'll come out the back, drill down, come out the back, and then I'm going to screw the lid on into its final spot, and then I'll drill from the bottom up to make sure everything lines up perfectly. So here we go. Like that. Whew, got a little bit of a mess here. I got to clean up this wiring, but I figured I'd give you a look at it. May be hard to see here. I got these 2 leads here going to the input jack, just so I can test this out before, and I gotta kind of keep the wires, you know, so I can maneuver this back on, and I got a piezo in here. So I've got this wired up where it's got 2 volume knobs. So I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to leave this part, right here exposed. Here's the humbucker. So here's my 2 knobs. I'm turning up the humbucker now. And there's the piezo. Piezo's down. Now I'm going to turn the piezo up. You can hear the piezo. Turn the humbucker down. So there you go. Seems to be working. So, getting one step closer. I got the tuners put on here. I got this thing fretted up. I got this is just gonna be the string guide, but this little bone nut for the string guide, I gotta put this on here. So, getting really close to buttoning this thing up, and then we'll see what it sounds like. So these are the strings I'm gonna be using for this build. This is a Shane Spiel 4-string electric cigar box guitar strings. And it will be tuned to an open G. You can see the tuning down there, boom. Just like it says. And then these are 046, 032, 022, those are all wound, and then a .016, which is a plain. There you go. All right, here it is. This thing is really awesome. Here's the input jack. It's got wooden knobs. I did this bridge here. It's got an adjustable humbucker, and it's got a piezo under the bridge. Oh yes, so let me go back to these two knobs. So these two knobs are the volume for this is the volume for the humbucker, and this is the volume for the piezo. And they kind of act together, so you can kind of mess with them to get your sound. It's got a walnut neck, a maple fretboard, dot markers on the side. I still use the 0 fret, but I put this bone up here for string guides. It's got the shiny locking tuners. I still need to assign it. Oh yeah, I put a strap button right here in the back. Nothing up here, but you can always tie something around inside this area right here. The cool thing about this is, well, I just think it sounds amazing. I really don't think you need to plug it in. That's just me. Yeah, I just like the way it sounds. I'm gonna plug it in though. And I put it right here, so if you set it over your leg, it's kind of out of the way. And then I figured maybe people wanted to do it like, you know, kind of hold it like this. So if you hold it like this, it's still out of your way. just love the way it sounds. Really good. This paint lid makes a huge difference. So this thing is tuned. I'm gonna turn it back to acoustic here. G, D, G, B. Really cool. It's my first 4-string build. First paint can resonator build. But I tell you what, I think I might have to do another one. I'm sure you saw, but I'll just go ahead and show you. Let me pull this out of here. The strings go through the body. So there's the strings, and then they come up right above this catch. This is a movable floating bridge. So it is, I think it's dialed in. So if you're gonna change the strings or replace the strings, I would do it like one at a time. That way the bridge doesn't move. You know, loosen one, put it in, then do the next one, then do the next one, then do the next one. That way you don't have to worry about moving the bridge. But if you're gonna change the string sizes or something, then you may have to adjust the intonation a little bit anyway. Anyway, there you go. That's the band Gitty. Thanks for checking out this video. This was a really fun build. I am pretty sure I'll probably be trying to build another 1 or 2 of these for sure. Just like the way this thing sounds. I like, if I can find some more of these boxes, I may try to build 1 or 2 more. I may build a 3-string version as well with this box. I don't know, more to follow, I guess. But anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Thanks for sticking with me. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll check you in the next one. I'm out.